The Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to a $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code HGP. Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I am your host, Ryan Gilbert. Joining me, as usual, is my co-host, Joel Meyer. We're back after a week off. Joel, how we doing?
Yeah, it's been, 2 weeks since we last recorded?
Yeah.
Nothing much has happened in between. I've been reading a lot, just watching a lot of television, and just withdrawing to myself. So I get a little bit more surly, a little bit more withdrawn. But yeah, it's still getting after it on weekends, of course. CFL still going on, visiting family and all that. Got into a water fight with my 6-year-old nephew and his 4-year-old friend. Ended up getting soaked. You know how it goes. Fighting with kids does not end up in victory most often. But yeah, it's been a pretty relaxing summer so far. Last couple of weeks, just been studying and so forth. Not so much hockey, but certainly in the next 2 weeks as we ramp up towards the new season, we'll get more into that. But yeah, it's going to be good to get into a general overview of hockey futures going forward. Also, I did get to see a Lions game in person in a box suite, so that was pretty fun. Yeah.
That's pretty sweet there.
Yeah, free beer, free food. Wasn't good food, but whatever.
Was that like through work or through friends or what?
Yeah, through work.
Nice.
Association there. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And yeah, CFL's been going brilliantly. We'll maybe toss in a CFL bet towards the end of the show, but yeah, it's been absolutely incredible. Certainly making up for a terrible CFB season last year. But yeah, CFL is the place to be if you want to make some money. It's only 9 teams, so it's fairly easy to get into it. And it's like when people recommend people who are just getting into college basketball, college football, they just say like concentrate on one conference. But CFL, it's the whole fucking league. It's just 9 teams, so it's easy to just you can get to know the teams pretty quickly. So yeah, it's an easy market to attack, a lot of fun, and yeah, so that's been my past couple of weeks. How about yours? How are your couple of weeks going?
Yeah, we were supposed to record last week, but we went away up to Long Island for supposed to be 2 nights in this little like old cottage. We get there on Tuesday after driving 4 hours when it should be 3 hours, and like, okay, this looks nice. You know, I was worried about it. Like sometimes the pictures don't match up. It looked nice, but we were visiting with our niece who's going away to college, so we had a good time with her, good visit with her. But it was legitimately 100 degrees up there. Like as we were driving up, it showed like 97, 98. It was 100 degrees up there. There was one small window air conditioner. And as the night went on, there were more bugs and more bugs in this cottage. By the time we try to go to bed, like 3 or 4 a.m., it's hot as hell. Like there's bugs like flying in the bedroom, which doesn't even have a door. There's like a curtain for it. My wife barely sleeps, if at all. I maybe get a few hours just laying there. And like we were communicating with the host the whole time because he was like, "Oh, if your niece is staying over, you got a guest fee and whatnot and whatever." And like, so our niece has to leave, and we're like, "Let's just go. We're not spending another night here." So we message her, we complain immediately. She's like, "All right, I'll refund you." So she must have had some sort of indication that there were bugs already because I was expecting a fight. I was expecting to have to go back and forth. She was like, no. All right, I'll refund you. I'll thank you for letting me know. I'm like, all right, perfect. So that was my last Tuesday into Wednesday. Been enjoying the summer though. You know, having my margaritas, mango margaritas. There's a pop-up garden near us, has a gritty margarita that's like an orange flavor. So been having a lot of that. And yeah, I've been thinking like, you know, gotta get back into it with hockey, gotta get back into it. But just gonna keep enjoying the summer
it's
while
still
I
August,
can,
man.
because once September hits, once we have hockey every day, it's too much of a grind. So got to keep enjoying it. But yeah, football's back. I have to write a preview for the Eagles preseason game tomorrow, so look out for that on covers. Association football is back next week as well. I'm trying to figure out an EPL team for myself. If you have any,
Not next week already.
no, it's next Friday. It's the yeah, I'm pretty sure it's next Friday.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense because Bundesliga comes the week after the Premier League. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I
So,
got
the English Association football is
English,
back next
yeah,
week,
yeah,
but the continental, the real football, is still 2 weeks away.
yeah, so I gotta find a team before I make my move. I'm thinking possibly West Ham. Yeah, West Ham.
West
That,
Ham,
that was kind of
the working class guys of East London. You know, they're called West Ham, but they're actually in East
London, because that's where we went by their stadium when I was over there. I did an Arsenal tour. I went to an Arsenal game when I was studying abroad over there 15 years ago, 12 years ago. So kind of an Arsenal fan, but I'll figure it out. Exactly. I'll figure it out as we go along there.
My English team is Tottenham Hotspur, the Yids.
Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs.
Yeah. So we have some rivalry there. Going back to the bugs though, like when I was a kid, I had like this autistic war against all insects. I was like, I'm going to destroy every fucking bug. I don't know what happened in my childhood because Vancouver is very bug friendly. Like the worst you get here is the odd mosquito. So I wonder what happened there. But bugs are an annoyance for sure, especially when you're trying to sleep.
Yes.
Was that like a cheap hotel or?
No, it was an Airbnb. It was like, it was regularly like $250 a night, but because we got it like last minute, it was like maybe $150. It was a nice place. Like if it was cooler, maybe the bugs wouldn't be going inside as much. So like it had a bunch of good reviews. That's why we're like, all right, let's go to this place. But no, just it didn't work out for us. So you win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
But football's back, and Sports Gambling Podcast is back with their 32 NFL team previews. They're also bringing back the phrase that pays. Each episode, they'll give out one word of a 32-word phrase. Submit the phrase for a chance to win a $1,000 Circa future. And of course, we're going to be starting our 32 team previews for the NHL starting soon. So if you are a fan of a team or an expert and want to come on and help us out, break down your team, so it's not just us two talking about 32 teams and not having the inside information on all of them, please reach out to us on Twitter at HockeySGPN, to myself on Twitter at rgilbertsop, in the YouTube comments, Discord, email. There's plenty of ways to find us there. So hoping to have some fans, some listeners on to help us break down their teams.
Absolutely, yeah. There's only so much you can say about the Seattle Kraken. So if there's any crackheads out there, please join.
I think we got a few people in the Discord. We'll have to have them back on again for the previews. But if we can get a better inside look rather than us just being like, oh, this is what I see here. It's just good stuff there. Don't really think much else has happened in the hockey world over the past 2 weeks. No,
just arbitration stuff.
Arbitration stuff. Yeah. No. So we're going to get into some NHL team futures, some team total points. Primarily, I was looking at them last night. I have a third of the league I have thoughts on here. You said you had some thoughts on some other general futures. Do you want to start there and then go to the break and then do point totals?
No, let's start with the point totals.
All right, let's start with the point totals. My first over that I love, I know you're gonna enjoy, you're gonna like it as well, is the Ducks.
Avalanche. Oh, the Ducks.
The Ducks. You're a huge Ducks fan, so I was looking on DraftKings first. I was like, all right, Ducks, 84.5 on DraftKings. Like, all right, they got 80 points last year. They can get 5 points better with the additions they made. Then I look over on FanDuel, it's 80.5. They just have to be 1 point better than last season, and you cash that. They're like 3-1 to make the playoffs. So I feel like the Ducks, they're speeding up their rebuild. They got Trouba last year, got Kreider, another year for Carlson, another year for McTavish if he sticks around. The Quenneville factor will definitely improve them. So I think the Ducks, I think we're going to be quacking all year long here.
Yeah, I like that quite a bit, especially 80.5. I was close to pulling the trigger. I don't have that number available to myself, but absolutely. But the biggest quactor is Joel Quenneville being the new coach. We've been dismissing Greg Conan's tenure as a Duck coach, just pulling him back, appreciating the development of their young talent that is bound to arise at some point. I'm hearing even like Mason McTavish being rumored to move out. I don't understand that move at all, considering his potential and what he's done, especially in the World Juniors. Tremendous player there. Even with the Ducks, he's been very good. And they shipped out Trevor Zegras for a pity price. I thought that maybe could have got more for him, but still, this team is loaded with talent. A lot of young guys coming through the ranks. And they had a decent season last year, despite being held back by the aforementioned Greg Cronin. And I like that quite a bit. So if you can get like 80 and a half is very good. Definitely leaning their way there with the Ducks over. Of course, he is we can get into this later, but Joel Quenneville is the first or second favorite to win the Jack Adams as well. So there's clearly a lot of buzz behind the Birds.
Yeah, they also signed Michael Granlund in the offseason. That's feel like a big addition for them. The one kind of worry spot is in net. They traded John Gibson, so they're going to have Peter Mrazek as the backup. But I mean, Lucas Dostal proved last year he can handle a heavy workload. 49 starts last year, so that's I feel like they'll be okay with better defense.
Yeah, I'm not worried at all about them in net. Like Dostal is actually a sneaky Vezina candidate. I wish the odds were longer because it's only like 40 to 1 or so, but it's very tied to the Jack Adams winner. So if Quenneville's like 7-8 to 1 and you can get Dostal at 40 to 1, it's a little tempting there. That's been on the tip of my mind. I haven't actually bet that, but it's something that could be pounced on early on. We've seen Dostal play well early in the season, but kind of like fade towards the end of the season. But as he gets older, I'm sure he'll be more accustomed to the workload. So, Ducks still high on them. The market has adjusted, but still maybe not enough. Considering the weakness of that division, I think it's just Knights and Oilers, and then the rest of them are right in the middle there. So, Kings, I expect them to take a step back. So, big on the Ducks here too.
And then going with an under here, I got the Buffalo Sabres. They had 79 points last year. Once again, a range. FanDuel is at 80.5, but DraftKings under 84.5. Like I don't see a world where they are more than 5 points better than they were last year.
Right, and they lost Peterka, one of their most explosive offensive wingers. They made that trade for what's his name? They did that Dylan Cousins trade with the Senators for. It was
Josh Norris. Did they get Josh Norris?
Josh Norris, yeah.
So he's not going to be. We know that.
Exactly, yeah. Or is he going to be betting, or is that someone else? Oh, Shane Pinto, who was the better for the Senators. Like, but I also bet that. That was one of my first bets. The Sabres under 84.5. I love that a lot. We've seen it time and again. All this hype for the Sabres, and once again, their point total is around the same. Actually, it's even come down a few points, and I'm still liking the under. I just don't like what they're doing. The coach, Lindy Ruff, he's got a lot of pedigree. He's done a lot of good things with other teams, but he's getting old. I don't think that he's quite in tune with this team, so I don't think the Sabres are getting close to the playoffs. So I like that under. Once again, we are agreed.
Yeah, another one we're probably agreeing on here, going back to the over, is the Wild. I found 94.5 on FanDuel over that. They had 97 points last year. Kaprizov was out for half the year. Joe Eriksson Ek missed a bunch of the year. And I'm not sure who their backup goalie is now, but probably better than Marc-Andre Fleury.
Yeah, it's a sentimental story there, but absolutely, once again, 100% agreed. Big on the Wild here. They finally got rid of their massive cap dumps with the Zach Parise and who's the defenseman?
Ryan Suter.
Ryan Suter. Right, so they have some spending power. Of course, there's nothing to spend on, so they didn't actually improve that much. But still, I like this team where they're going. They have a lot of promising prospects, guys getting younger into their prime. We still have to see what happens with Marco Rossi. There's a lot of conjecture about him being traded, but still, Kaprizov being, he was a heart favorite at one point last year, and he missed the half the season, and now he's presumably going to be healthy for the rest of the season. So, I like the Wild quite a bit there. Sneaky long shot there for the Central Division, considering the odds, and then it's going to be a bit of a muddle there between the Stars, Avalanche, and the Wild. The Central's going to be interesting to follow. So, I like that over quite a bit.
Yeah. All right, one more here before we go to our break. Going back to the underside, Chicago Blackhawks. They had 61 points last year, got a 68.5 at FanDuel, -106 on the under there. I know Bedard's going to be better. I know they got Burakovsky in there to try to help him out, but they're a team that they want McKenna. They want McKenna. There's no reason for them to actually try this season to be 7 points, 8 points better than they were last year. So I feel like Blackhawks under is another good look there.
This is not a bet that I've made, but I can't go against you. If anything, it would be the under. Interesting to note that the last few seasons have seen point totals in the 63, 64 range at the bottom, but now we have 67, which shows the parity of the league. But still, I don't see that the Blackhawks are going to be any better than they were last year, considering their moves. And yeah, I mean, the new coach in town, I guess maybe that inspires some confidence, some new development.
Jeff Blashill, I completely forgot. Yeah. We got to run over all the new coaches.
I know. I've been out of it too. I'm just going off of vague memories.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not going to be a good season for the Blackhawks. So I do expect them to be the worst team in the league next year, especially in a tough division, a tough conference. But yeah, if we can do one more before the break.
Please go ahead.
The Sharks, I love that under so much.
Yep. I was going to bring that up as well.
That's one that I bet. 71.5, 70.5, that quite a bit. They're still a really bad team. I don't know why they're projected to score 10, 11, 12 more points than they did last year. And yeah, the sophomore slump perhaps for Celebrini, but other than that, they lost McGranlund at the end of the last season, shipping him to the Stars. And yeah, this team is not going to be good. And they're going to have a lot of vibes. They're going to be a lot of high-scoring games, but the overs and Sharks games, you'll see the totals rise. But for the point total, you will not see that rise. So anything at 70 and under, I love the Sharks under. I expect them to be the bottom of the division once again.
Yeah, 52 points last year. They're 70 and a
52.
half. 52 points last year. No,
58.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was 52. I mean, double check that. But
no, you're
because
right.
they're also in it for McKenna as well. All right, we gotta get the best chance to get them, because I mean, we've seen this past year the Islanders get up there. So yeah, 52 points last year.
How are they expected to score 20 more points?
I don't know. Maybe they think highly of Askarov and net. It's him and him and Ned. Ned's in there. I don't think anyone signed.
Where's Georgiev now?
I don't think anyone signed him yet.
Oh, shit.
Of course not. Maybe back to
there goes the Forgev jokes.
Yeah. One more thing on the Wild. Jesper Wallstedt could be their backup goalie, which is kind of important because Gustafsson has had some injury issues in the past. So that's another reason to like the Wild.
Yeah, Wallstedt is a legit prospect. I remember him playing for the World Juniors in Sweden. He was the key reason why they made it to I don't know if they made it to the final, but I remember he was the whole team a couple years ago. And whether it was the bronze medal game or the gold medal game, but he was basically the whole Swedish team. And yeah, I really rate Wallstedt.
All right. We are brought to you by Underdog. Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. There's no waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is the best way to play fantasy football. Underdog also a great place to play Pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times your entry. So sign up with promo code HGP to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code HGP. And, of course, we got MyBookie.ag. It's your place to bet on every sport, including the MLB, WNBA, golf, and, of course, football futures. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations. Easy deposit and lightning-fast payouts using crypto. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That is mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. All right, I'm just going to keep running through some of the ones I have here on my list. Another one you're going to probably agree with me on is the Montreal Canadiens over 89.5. 91 points last year. They're going to Demidov in there. All their young guys are a year older. Patrick Laine, healthy now. I feel like that's Noah Dobson in there as well. The Atlantic Division is tough, but I feel like they're going to just be better next year.
Is it that tough, though? I mean, There's
I
the
mean,
Panthers who are going to be taking probably the
Toronto,
regular season
Tampa,
off.
Florida, Ottawa's I think is still better than Montreal. Boston's a wild card.
Eh, I don't know. I love the Canadiens bet, but I'm not sure if it's because of the division being tough. I don't think that's an obstacle to this one. I love the Canadiens. They're on a forward trajectory. I love the coach. He's clearly in tune with the team. The opposite of Greg Cronin with the Ducks, and yeah, just a ton of prospects. Like I made the comparison in NHL terms to the Oklahoma City Thunder with all their draft picks and all the prospects they've got going up. I mean, it's night and day in terms of like the NBA and NHL, but there's still a lot of potential coming up through the ranks in Montreal. Of course, we really rate Ivan Demidov. We've already made our feelings clear about his likelihood to win the Calder. And yeah, I still like Montembeault as an average goalie, and that's all you need when you have such an explosive offensive team as the Canadiens have. And plus, they have a ton of defensemen. That's why they were able to get Zach Bolduc. It's going to be a great winger for Demidov as well, helping him along and shipping out Logan Mailloux, which will also help the Blues because they are certainly deficient in defensemen. So, good trade for both teams. And yeah, I just really like the Canadiens as like this upward trajectory team and likely going to be a force to reckon with in the Atlantic for the next 4, 5, 6 years, considering the talent that they have. You might argue that they don't have the elite talent. They don't have like a Crosby. They don't have a McKinnon. They don't have certainly not like David or Matthews or whomever. But we'll see what happens with Demidov. I think that the sky is limit for him. But as of this moment, I like what they're doing. From the front office right down to the scouts, what they're doing, the pro scouting, amateur scouting, and yeah, they've done a great job there rebuilding after the shambles of the Bergevin regime. So I quite like what the Canadiens are doing, and I do expect them to take another step forward. It only takes a little step forward to get over this 89.5, 90.5. 89.5 is a great number, by the way. I only bet 90.5 over that point total, and to make the playoffs at plus 130. I do expect them to make the playoffs once again. So, yeah, I love Canadiens' futures going forward.
Yeah, Canadiens 14, 18 to 1 here for the division as well. Martin St. Louis, I'm seeing around 9, 10 to 1 for the Jack Adams. He could get some love there after last season. Fans kind of wanting him out and media speculating if he can be the guy to get it done.
Well, it's kind of a similar situation to Carberry a couple of years ago where he got a lot of late buzz for the Jack Adams, and then he just took off in the next year and he got all the love. And I think that there will be some residual love for what Martin St. Louis did last year. I think some voters will regret. I don't understand that vote, putting the Jets coach, what is his name, Scott Arniel, ahead of Martin St. Louis. I think that some voters will experience some regret over that. And we'll get some residual love for Martin St. Louis. So, yeah, I understand that he should be one of the favorites there for the Jack Adams.
Yeah. Going back to an under here, I got the Nashville Predators. Last year they had 68 points. They're at 86.5 now on FanDuel. Like, they didn't do anything in the offseason, really. They lost Nicholas Hague, Eric Holla, Nick Perbix. So that's what they added. They lost Sissons and Lazone. Like, still have Saros in net with Annunen behind them, but I just don't know if they're going to be 20 points better unless those veterans finally click.
This is a highly volatile team, so you go bust or boom with this one. You're right that it is a massive jump there from 68 to 86, but they were projected at the mid 90s last year, and they fell obviously well short of that. Probably the team that was the furthest distance from their projected point total preseason. But yeah, it was all about the free agency thing. But given another offseason, I do expect them to make some changes, make some adjustments. I'm not sure about the management. Barry Trotz is still a young blood in terms of that position, but I still really rate Andrew Burnett as a coach, and I think that he'll get this team going forward. So I did make a little bet on them to win the division at 30 to 1. This is a boomer bust team. Yeah, 86.5. I'm not really interested at like a minus 110 price. It's not appealing, but maybe a plus money in big playoffs if you want to do that. But nah, this team could be a fucking wagon, or it could just be another bust like last year. Like there's no in between, or at least there's no value in betting in between. So for me, it's just bet them to make the playoffs, bet them to win the division. That's the way to go. I would stay away from the point total for the Preds because we just don't know. Like the year before, they were absolutely phenomenal with all these young blood coming up, and then they went crazy in the offseason, getting these guys like Steven Stamkos, Jonathan Marchessault, and Brady Shea. If I'm not mistaken, the ex-Hurricanes defense. I always mess him up with who's the other one?
Pesci. He's in,
right.
I think he's with the Devils now.
Right. So yeah, it's boomer bust for the Preds, and I would stay away from the point totals myself. But I do like them, and I have a small bet on Brunette 40-1 to win the Jack Adams because 68 points is a long way to go.
Yeah. Well, if they do bust, I'm saying here 40-1 for them to have the worst record in the league. Like if they get a Roman Josi injury, if the veterans aren't good again,
sure.
I don't know if they can be as bad as like the Sharks or the Blackhawks, but that could be a bust option for that rather than taking the just a point total under, as you pointed out there. Another point total over you're gonna agree with me on is the Devils. 91 points last year. They're at 98.5 here. Jack Hughes healthy. Another year of Luke Hughes, defenseman healthy. I think that's all we really have to say.
I'm really close to betting the over. If I could get 98.5, if I swap around, maybe a cheap one, that might be a bet. But again, it's kind of like this Predators, very boomer bust. This is a team that, a few years ago shocked the world with them nearly to win a division and making the playoffs there, and just had some unfortunate times against the Hurricanes in the playoffs. Oh wait, who did they lose to the playoffs in 2 years ago? They lost to the
Rangers.
Is it the Rangers? Yes,
it might have been the Rangers.
Yeah, 6 a couple years ago. But yeah, that was their that was when everything came together. That was again under Andrew Burnett, our guy, and yeah, the next year just fucking injuries, weird coaching decisions, and now you're faced with the more or less the same team. They're still making moves like getting Markstrom last year. That did not work out at all. But they have a lot of draft picks to work with, so it wasn't a massive loss in that trade. But if Markstrom can be the real deal, then this has an absolute potential to be an absolute wagon. And I did bet them to win the division at plus 360. Yeah. That's my bet for the Devils. I think it's them or the Hurricanes. I don't see anyone else winning the division unless Mike Sullivan gets the Rangers going. Capitals, I expect them to take a big step back. And I think it's the Devils or the Hurricanes to win the division. So that's my bet for the Devils. But I would certainly bet the over rather than the under for the point total.
Yeah, I haven't actually bet any of these. This is just the way I'm looking, like how I feel about these teams. And as you said,
fucking August 6th.
Yeah, I'm not betting a minus 110 bet for that's going to not cash for 8 months, 10 months. I'm not doing the math right now, but 4-1 for the division. I was going to point that out. It's probably the way to go. Hurricanes
4-1.
Hurricanes should not be plus 130.
Maybe I should be hoping for BC to get legalized to get some of these numbers, man.
Get FanDuel up there 4-1.
Yes,
it's the best market. They're only plus 280 on DraftKings. Quite a wide margin there. All right, going back to an under. I don't think I really like this one. I should have cut this one off my list. The Rangers under 95.5. They're just 85 points last year, but a bunch of things went wrong for them. I do think Sullivan comes in, so I should have vetted my list before we went live here.
No, once again, this is another volatile team that I would stay away from the points total. It's you want to bet plus money on these kinds of teams where there's a long tail to different directions. You don't want to bet minus money for something that is no. It's I don't know. There's a lot of confusion with this kind of team, like the Canucks as well with the new coach. Like the Canucks and the Rangers have a lot of similarities from last year. Of course, there's the JT Miller trade connecting them both, but both teams really underperformed their expectations, and now they both have new coaches. And for the Rangers, it's they shipped out the old guys. They got rid of Trouba last year, Kreider in the offseason. And yeah, it's really trusting Mike Sullivan, who is the wild card here. Maybe, of course, he's won 2 Stanley Cups. He certainly can get this Rangers team turned around, because I don't really like what the Rangers have done in coaching the last few years. So yeah, it's just another weird team. So I could see them win the division, but I think the odds are still too short for them to do so, considering their underlying metrics last few years. So it'll take something phenomenal for them to be on the level of the Hurricanes and the Devils. So I'm staying away from the Rangers stuff altogether. Who knows with this team? It's just a fucking mystery.
Yeah, another team in the Metro, though, I will be fading is the Pittsburgh Penguins. 80 points last year. You can get under 78.5. They haven't really sold off their pieces yet, but they're going to trade one of Russ to Raquel. They might end up trading Carlson if they can find someone to take that contract. Like, they're a team that they know how to tank for a generational player, and I feel like they're going to do it for McKenna.
Yeah, McKenna, or there's another kid coming up too the next year who's supposed to be almost as good. So DuPont is another Western Canadian kid. I can't remember his name at the moment, but yeah, Penguins are doing the right thing there. Dubas is going to be king there in Pittsburgh for a long time. That's the way to do it, though, right? Like, you just sell the pieces, just be a bad team, and you'll get your fortunes later on. So yeah, I also bet this under. The Penguins are probably they're the worst team in the East, I think. On paper, like, after Crosby, he's like, there's nothing there. Like, Malkin is a ghost. He's a zombie. He's dead man walking. Letang, same thing. Carlson, he's not getting any younger. These guys are they're not offering anything going forward. There's not a lot of belief there. Clearly, these guys are past the prime. They're just collecting paychecks. Crosby's the only exception. I think that Hughes still wants to win the cup, but the other guys, they know that the time is gone there in Pittsburgh. So we'll see how the winds scatter them. So under 78.5, that's probably my favorite bet of all the point totals. Yeah. Like, I don't see this team making 70 points, let alone 79. I think that they're going to be fucking dreadful.
Yeah, 7-1 for the least regular season team points. Not sure if they could be as bad as the Blackhawks and Sharks, but they're third right there. So it's kind of crazy to see their point total at kind of similar to last year. One more over for you. I got to throw them out here. My Fly guys, 76 points last year. They're at 83.5 on FanDuel. You got the Rick Tocchet. You got Trevor Zegras coming in. You got Dan Vladar as a backup that can actually make saves. You got another year of Michkov. So I feel like my Fly guys there to make playoffs is plus 220. It's just a bad division. I feel like the Tocchet factor will be huge for them, though.
I'll defer to you in this position. This is not something that I bet into at all, but if anything, yes, I would look positively on the Flyers this year. I know what Tocchet could do for a struggling team, not only with the Canucks, but with the Coyotes as well. And of course, he's had winning cultures there in Pittsburgh, and I expect the fan base to rally around him as well. And yeah, certainly the Flyers are a team to look out for, but I just think that the odds are maybe a little bit too short to back at the moment. But if you're a fan, I certainly don't blame you for doing so.
Yeah, well, Rick Tocchet, 20-1 for Jack Adams would probably be the way to go for me. I'm not sure if he can win it with 2 teams in the span of 3 years, but everyone loves him. The media loves him. Everyone loves him. So if the Flyers make the playoffs, I feel like he'll definitely be a finalist.
Yeah, not the worst bet.
Yeah. All right, I think that's all I have. A few questions in the chat here. Parker the Underbetter is throwing out some head-to-head point totals. You got Quinn Hughes versus Cale Makar, Marner versus Matthews. I've seen a bunch of these. Like, one of the books has Marner versus Dakota Joshua plus Maselli plus some other guy that they replaced him with. Like, so there's a bunch of fun bets like that. And then Adam also asking if we would parlay a couple of these point totals together. Sure. I'm not sure if there's many books that allow you to do that, but if you can and you want to throw some parlays together, I know people love doing that. So, why not?
I have little comments. If you're going to post bets here, you need to provide the odds, because I'm sure that Quinn Hughes Makar is not minus 110 each way. Marner versus Matthews, not minus 110 each way. Certainly Makar and Marner would be the bets for sure at even money. But I'm not looking at these markets. So yeah, Makar should be the favorite. Marner should be the favorite. Yeah. I don't know what else to say of that.
Yeah, Marner is minus 140 with Matthews at plus 110 there on FanDuel on DraftKings.
Yeah, and McCarr is probably a good favorite. It's similar favorite.
McCarr minus 150 on FanDuel. Yeah. So yeah, so there's stuff like that.
Good job, Parker.
Yeah. I mean, like DraftKings has some Marty Necas versus Logan Stankoven. Marty Necas is minus 1,000 and Stankoven's plus 600. Like, look at the vig there. Look at the vig. Yeah, Rantanen versus Necas. Rantanen's minus
take the 6-1 and hope that the other guy gets injured.
Yeah, hope there's an injury. Like Lane Hudson minus 400 versus Dobson plus 300. Like, Lane Hudson could take a step back, get hurt. Take a big hit.
It's actually an interesting one. Yeah, 3-1.
Yeah. Victor Arvidsson and Tanner Jeannot minus 175 versus Brad Marchand plus 140. Like,
this is beyond my elements.
It's crazy.
This is like fantasy betting, right? It's like playing fantasy. I'm not really interested in that.
No. Yeah, if you want to have fun with it, go ahead. But I don't know if we can really recommend anything. Got a minus 115 each here for JT Miller versus Elias Pettersson. I think Pettersson.
That's an interesting one. I have to think about that one. That is a good line. Because this is one that you want an outline for, because if Pettersson is who he is a couple of years ago, then fucking there's like take him to beat him by 10 points or so. But that's not something I would bet at minus 115.
No.
That's a good prop bet though. If we could get a book to sponsor us, and we can make these prop bets ourselves,
or like if you have
that's something we could have some fun with.
Yeah, if you're someone you can just do a bet with on the side and not have to pay up till the end of the season. If there's anything like that out there, that would be something worth doing, perchance. Yes. All right. We are brought to you by Circa Million and Circa Survivor. The world's greatest sportsbook, Circa Las Vegas, is hosting the world's biggest pro football contests, Circa Million, Circa Survivor, and Circa Grandissimo, with over $21 million in guaranteed prizes. You can't call yourself a true DGen if you're not competing in the Circa football contests. You can come hang out with SGPN at the Circa contest weekend, August 21st to 23rd, for an amazing weekend, including live shows and open bars. And you can always get 15% off a stay at the Circa with promo code SGP15. The contest open to everyone. Sign up in Nevada and play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com and use promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. And of course, we got Rhythm. Their power trends are now called Smart Signals. They continue to crush it with Smart Signals, essentially the best of what their house model has to offer. AI detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high return on investment. Smart Signals are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets. Killing it MLB and WNBA. WNBA since the All-Star break, 27-16, so 23% return on investment. So download the Rhythm app, check out Smart Signals, and start betting smarter. We'll be. Get your 7-day free trial. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right, Joel, did you have any other point totals you wanted to mention here?
We covered the Kraken, right?
No, we didn't. You mentioned them. You were like, if you have any crackheads want to come on the show, but you did not cover the Kraken.
Right. Yes, I like their under 78.5. I think they're going to be a really bad team as well. We talked about them a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago, where they had 3 second lines, but now they're like 3 borderline second, third lines. Not liking them at all in a very confusing division there. So that's I'm not a big fan of the new coach there too, Lane Lambert. So the Kraken is one that I've bet to the under. This is not one that I bet. I probably should, considering my fandom, but the Avalanche, I think that they're going to be terrific this year. They had a terrible start last year thanks to horrible goaltending, but thanks to some good front office work. They got the 2 Woods. We got Woody there with the Wedgwood and Blackwood. So yeah, the Avalanche should be good again. Over 104.5 points. I like that a little bit. I haven't bet it myself, but probably should, because the number is rising, inching a little bit over. And of course, my love for the Utah Mammoth. I think that they're going to take another step forward. So does the market, though. They're at 92.5.
Yeah.
So
but they had what? Like they had I think they had 89 points last year. I didn't realize they were so good till the end.
Yeah. Now they got Paterka as well. Another year under Tourigny. Another good look there for Jack Adams. His number has fallen considerably as well, quite like the Utah Mammoth and the Kings. I like their under 98.5. I don't know what the fuck they're doing there. And they got Ken Holland there, continuing the good work of Rob Blake, bringing in the likes of Dumoulin and Cody Ceci. I don't understand that at all. Another year under the tires of Drew Doughty, Anze Kopitar. Sure, they got some young blood in Brandon Clark and Quentin Byfield, but he has not yet performed to expectations as a second overall pick. So yeah, I like the Kings to take another step back. 98.5 there. I like that under a little bit. Who else? Oh, you mentioned the Sabres. We like that under. Sanders, I think it's a little bit high at 95.5. They're just expected to keep rising, whereas I thought that they kind of peaked last year under new coach Travis Green, but I'm not strong on that one. Yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, the Jets, we just expect them to take a step back. Same with the Capitals. They're around the same price. They're 96, 97.5. I like those kind of to the end, but I haven't bet them myself. But yeah, I'd rather just attack those divisions.
Yeah, I had Jets over 97.5 on my longer list that I cut them out because I had 116 points last year. Like, I know Hellebuyck's not going to be that great. And like, they lost? What, Ehlers? I feel like that's really all they
he was
lost.
missing like 30 games last year anyway.
Yeah, he was hurt plenty of the time. I mean, like, Central Division, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, Jets, Stars, Avs still going to be good. Wild should be good. Blues are on the up and up. Utah's coming up. Preds are a wild card, and then you got the Blackhawks. You don't like the Blues, do you?
No. I'm a big fan of Jim Montgomery. I think that he's turned the ship around after the stale regime of Craig Berube, and yeah, the Blues certainly took a massive step forward, even in their underlying numbers, which we've always faded for like half a century. It feels like half a century by now. But the Blues, the Corsi and expected goals numbers always faded the Blues. But Jim Montgomery corrected that quite a bit. They just have a really bad blue line, so it really depends on how their prospects take a step forward. Because I don't like their blue line at all still, and so yeah, the Blues are a bit of a wild card, so I'm staying away from them positively or negatively. But yeah, the Central is going to be a fucking mess next year. Like, there's the Blackhawks and then like a bunch of really good teams, I think. Yeah, even the Predators, I think, will take a massive step forward next year. Maybe not to the extent of 86.5, making a 19-point jump, but certainly will be in the mix, I think. Yeah, it's just chaos there in the Central.
Yeah, we could very well see the 5 playoff teams from the Atlantic and 5 playoff teams from the Central again, just because, I mean, the Atlantic is so much better than the Metro. Now, the Pacific, we got Vegas, Edmonton, LA, Calgary, Vancouver in the mix, but like the Central is just so much better than the Pacific.
Right. Yeah, we talk about parity, but in terms of divisionally, it's certainly a two division race.
That's why they need to go into 84 games. Go back to having more in-division games. Like that's what they have to do.
Well, if they go to 84 games, then that's what they have to do. But
they're going to 84 games.
Is that confirmed?
I'm pretty sure that's in the CBA starting next season.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I remember. Because I remember thinking about, oh, fuck, I got to rework how to do point total projections. Yeah, that sucks. I want to get a 72-game schedule because the regular season is not meaningful.
Yeah, it's too long. Have the playoffs start in April. Have the playoffs end by first or second week of July or June at the very latest.
Yeah, well, there's the ticket sales that matter, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I gotta get the tickets, gotta get the concessions, all that good stuff there. All right. Any other future bets you want to touch on now, or you just want to save them for the team breakdowns?
I was thinking we could do Jack Adams finally, but I don't know. It's not a market I'm really confident in at the moment. But
let's save it then. We can save it till we can actually want to talk about it. We're 45 minutes in. We're a lot longer than I was expecting. So
fair enough. I mean, it's hockey, man. We're still excited for the sport. Yeah. So of course we're gonna drawl on about stuff. So yeah, we can save that for future episodes.
All right, you got any golf stuff this weekend? Is it just Scotty? Are you betting winner without Scotty to have some fun?
I fucking hate the FedEx playoff. I have no idea what's going on. Really, golf season ends at the Open in England or Ireland, wherever it may be, Scotland sometimes. The FedEx playoff is just whatever. I'll turn it on if I'm bored enough, but really, I'm just waiting for the Ryder Cup. Of course, the odds have actually gone up against us, so that you can actually get the Europeans at plus 150 now. So that's once again my favorite bet. I'm assuming that John Rahm and Tyrrell Hatton of the Live Golf Tour can play. I saw that was maybe in doubt somewhat, but I expect them to be able to go. So I love that bet, plus 150 for the Euros to win the Ryder Cup, even though it is going to be in the United States. And finally, the CFL. This is a bet that's come down a little bit, but the BC Lions there at plus 3 or so, money line plus 140 against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Tiger Cats coming off of a 3-game road trip, and you know about football and the toll that takes in the fucking college football and the short spans that they travel. But imagine going across Canada and back and forth, and the BC Lions coming off a bye. This is just a terrific spot. So love the BC Lions there at plus 3 or better. The Lions were 2.5 favorites just a couple weeks ago in BC, and now they're going to be plus 3 dogs against the same team in a game where they probably should have won, if not for some questionable referee decisions. So yeah, I love the BC Lions there at a plus number.
Taking them outright too, or just going with the point spread?
I bet both. I bet plus 4 personally, bet plus 160, but I still like the plus 3. I still like the plus 140 money line. That's probably gonna be my biggest bet of the CFL season. Tomorrow night, right. Thursday
night. I was about to ask. Yeah, perfect. That's some Thursday night football along with the NFL preseason that's happening. So, all right, make sure you subscribe to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on YouTube, on Apple, on Spotify. Subscribe everywhere. Give us all the downloads. We appreciate all that stuff. 5-star rating and review on Apple. Leave some comments on YouTube. I'll read them next show. Yeah, we'll be hopefully starting our team previews next week. We kind of got to get into that. The hockey is like 2 months away now. September 7th or October 7th is the
is there first night of games. European games in the beginning like last year? Or?
I don't think so.
Or was that 2 years ago?
No, I think it's every year there's a global series. It's a matter of when it is. Penguins Predators Global Series November 14th and 16th. So no, they get a month, then they go get their schedules fucked up, and then they come back.
All right, 2 teams to fade. Penguins and Predators, you said?
Penguins Predators. Fade on both,
right. Yeah. Another reason to fade the Pens.
There we go. All right, that's going to do it for us. I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at RGilbertSOP.
And I'm Joel Meyer, and find me recommending everyone to go read your books in the off season. The more you know.
See ya.